Hello Taurus, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is a bonus read. Taurus, my bull gang, how are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. Just came back to say thank you for all the ways that you've been loving on this channel. Thank you for doing that. My loyal friends, let's find out what's going on for you, Taurus. I tend to read, my intention is to read for the current energy or the future energy. Let's see what comes up here, Taurus. We'll start with a couple of oracles here. And see what sort of energy we're reading about today. Tell me about Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus, don't remember, there is a sale on. Whether you want a pre-recorded read or a live read, please check the pinned comment. All that information is there. Let's find out what's going on for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus. We got synchronicity, heal, and calm. All right, Taurus, I feel like you are getting synchronicities, and the synchronicities are telling you, my friend, that you are about to be illuminated. You're about to come across something that I think that you've been waiting for, an answer you've been waiting for. There's an illumination that's going to be showing up here. So it does feel like there is something that you will see clearer. All of a sudden, the lights will go on and you'll be like, right, exactly. You know, because when we come into this life, Taurus, we're not here to learn who we are. We're coming here to remember who we are. And I feel like you're remembering something is what it feels like here. So synchronicities heal and calm. And so I feel like you will see these synchronicities, Taurus, only when you are in a calm energy. So that might be after a meditation or when you're home alone. I don't think you're going to see it in a busy place. We've got synchronicities heal. These synchronicities, when you see them or hear them, and they don't always have to be numbers, understand, I feel like it's supposed to tell you that you're on the right track for healing, or for some of you, the healing is around the corner. But I think that you will get these synchronicities in the calm. So what do the synchronicities mean, Taurus? Let's find out what these synchronicities mean. Why is Taurus getting these synchronicities? And when they show up in the future, tell us what they are and what they mean. Tell me about Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus. Tell me about Taurus. I've got the Five of Pentacles, the Chariot. I've got the Ten of Wands, the Fool, and we have the Ace of Cups. So Taurus, I have a feeling I am speaking to somebody who has some sort of Taurus placement here, if you've come to watch, or maybe you're cross-watching. But there's a feeling of being left out. So a feeling of maybe you've been spending a lot of time by yourself, but I feel like maybe you've put yourself there. It feels like you just needed time alone, time to get away. That's how we roll, right? As Taurus, I'm a Taurus sun, right? Some of you know that. If you're new here, you don't. Welcome here if you're brand new. And that's the way Taurus rolls, right? Taurus sometimes will go off grid and needs just time alone. I feel like because of the pressures of the world, because of the pressures of things moving too quickly, it feels like you are in a space and time possibly coming up where you are feeling like everything is heavy. It's like everything requires effort. Everything requires time, energy, moving forward. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It feels like that sort of energy when I think that you just want to spend time alone. I feel for those of you who are going to be brave enough to do that. And I say brave enough because look, everybody works a full-time job, or just about everybody does. And if you don't, you probably are in some sort of business unless you are independently wealthy. And if you are, then you have the time to be in the calm. But I feel like this Five of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands is telling me that you're feeling the heaviness or the weight of being away from people, from having disconnected from people. But I think you did it for self-preservation reasons. I think that you needed time by yourself. I feel like there is a door that's opening, Taurus. And I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes I tend to hermit or sequestered by the universe is what I like to say, that I end up hermiting before something changes, something large or big, a big shift in in life. So I want to tell you that for some of you, not all of you, of course, is that some of you are getting ready for a big shift. So you might be the person who has just lost the friend group. Everybody's falling away. Your eyes have opened. I was just having a great conversation with one of you, Jennifer, I'm talking about you, and she was saying how, her eyes are open now. And so now she sees all of the things that she didn't see before. And when that happens, life starts to fall away, and you start to sort of trim the fat, get rid of what you don't need, and you realize that all the things that you had been arguing about, fighting about, striving for, all of those things just don't matter. And not all of them, but some of them, right? And so I feel like this here is what's going on. It feels like maybe some friend groups are dropping away. Possibly you've been having a time of financial strife. It feels like maybe there are financial pressures that you're dealing with. And it feels like all in all, everything's moving too quickly. I feel like you sequester yourself because you just need a break. You need time to be in the calm. You need time to heal. And in that, I feel that's where these synchronicities come in. So I feel like this Chariot is here to tell me that there's going to be movement soon. You're going to be moving to a different part of your life or a different phase. And it feels like with the High Priestess energy that this is going to be done in secret, that this door is going to open. And I feel like you won't really be telling people that the door is open, but I feel like there is a new chapter that's beginning soon, Taurus. A new chapter, and I feel like it's a happy one. It's one of emotional contentment. And I always say be careful chasing happiness, because happiness isn't all of it. What is all of it is peace. And this looks very peaceful to me. It looks like there is an unending emotional heart space that is opening and over, like your heart is going to be filled with so much that you won't be able to hold it. Oh, yeah, that is too. Charlie just said, but that's a Bible verse. And I think that's in Malachi, actually. If you're someone who's religious. Sorry, I'm a hybrid. I've got religious texts in my head. I've read many religious texts. So I feel like you've done a lot of work. And I feel like it's time for you to be blessed. And these synchronicities, I feel, are telling you that the healing is here. It's time for you to heal, to be in a calm place. And I feel like these synchronicities here are coming up only because your mind is quiet enough to see them. Y'all, this is going to be a hard retrograde for me. I cannot speak. I cannot. Tell me about the Chariot, please. There's something hiding under the surface here. This is Cancer energy. Something hiding under the surface that is about to make its big debut. And it's like a burst of energy. Something bursts onto the scene. Tell me what is going on with Taurus here in this Chariot energy. It feels like it is something victorious, but it's here to get your attention. I'm showing the Charioteer, this particular one, has a sword in the air. And when a sword is in the air, it's, wait a second, you know, I'm over here. I got something to say. So I feel like someone, a situation, something is about to show up that is bursting onto the scene here that's been hiding under the surface. And maybe you felt like you were alone, or this is, I guess, I'm going to spend the rest of my life by myself. But I feel like something is going to surprise you, because it's going to show up when everything is calm. When you're in this healing, when you finally completed some sort of a healing phase, and it's going to illuminate everything. And I think that with the sword in the air, the sword of truth in the air, that you're going to find out some type of truth. Maybe it's a truth about something that's been hiding under the surface emotionally. Cancer energy. Tell me about the Chariot, please. It could be about a Cancer, maybe a Pisces, could be an Aries. I'm just saying. We've got the Knight of Swords, and there we go. We've got another sword in the air. We've now got two swords in the air. There's a decision coming here. And it's going to be a hard decision, because although all the twos are decision-making cards, the Two of Swords, swords are double-edged, right? It could hurt you. It could hurt them. It might be painful, hard for you to make some sort of decision here. We've got the Knight of Cups. All right, then. One more card. Tell me about Taurus. We've got the Five of Cups in the reverse. Wow. Taurus, I feel like I am speaking to someone here who is like, you know what? It's time. It's time for me to make the decision. No more regrets. I can't spend my time crying over spilt milk, crying over things that didn't work out for me. It's time for me to decide what I'm going to do with the time that I have left. And look, you could be viewing this and maybe you're 25. I don't know. Maybe you got a lot of time you have left, right? But I feel like somebody here, and when you come to that place and you're like, with the time I have left, it's like a wisdom thing. Whether you're young in chronological years or not, I feel like you feel like an old soul. So we have the Knight of Cups here. It does feel like something that was moving slow has now picked up speed and is coming straight at you. It is going to breach the surface, and I feel like it has to do with feelings or emotions that have been deeply buried. And with the Five of Cups in the reverse, yes, it's like I've got to make this decision and I'm going for it. Because that's what you do in the Chariot. You go for it, man. It's moving super quick to some sort of victory or some sort of success, right? It's the fastest moving energy. So I feel like you're going to be forced to make some sort of decision. And I don't mean forced. I mean, I think you're ready. But it's not going to be done without an illumination. I think that's why the High Priestess stands here. Because you're going to be forced to kind of make this decision through using your intuition. There is a door that's opening here, and I think that you are going to be asked to use your intuition to figure out whether or not this is a door that you want to open. Now, before I say that, I got to qualify that with this is the Fool, which is Major Arcana. And when the Major Arcana show up, you don't have really much of a choice. Well, you do, and you don't. You can react or respond. Those are your two choices, but this is happening regardless. The door is opening. So whether you decide to step through this door and make some sort of really big, bold move or receive some really big, bold move, the door is opening, and it's going to be really happy because the Ace of Cups is here. It's going to be something that opens up the heart space, and I think that it shows up after a time when you've been feeling disconnected, on the outside looking in, friends are falling away, family members aren't talking to you, whatever the trouble is that's leaving you to your own devices. I feel like the universe is doing that on purpose because this is a time of healing, and I feel like you're healing emotional stuff, you're healing financial stuff. I feel like that's the reason why there isn't anything spectacular going on in your life at this time. We've got Nourish. What else do we have here? Prepare. Oh, prepare to be nourished. Nice. I like that. Prepare to be nourished by illumination is what it looks like here. Tell me about the High Priestess and the Fool. Tell me about this for Taurus, please. All right. My cards have been flipping and flopping and popping all over the place. I'm looking at the Wheel of Fortune, and then I'm looking at Libra. Now I'm looking at the Queen of Wands. Let's find out what's going on with the High Priestess and the Fool. Come on. I'm gonna dive. It is the Knight of Wands. What do we need to know about the Knight of Wands, please? We've got the Page of Pentacles, and we've got the Five of Wands. Someone here, Taurus, I feel has been in hesitation or has been hesitating to come forward with an offer. It feels like it is the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands, whoever it is to you, for me it's Sagittarius energy. It doesn't have to be a Sagittarius person. Could be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, right? But the Knight of Wands is somebody who's very excited, very brave, someone who is very sexy. To me, they're a little bit of a thirst trap. And the Knight of Wands is somebody who doesn't really give a whole lot of stability. However, it doesn't have to be a person. Understand that this can be an indication that you're being very brave by opening up the door and stepping through. I feel like there is an opportunity or something that is at the beginning stages, that something that is going to grow, but it feels like it is moving really quickly, like I was saying with the Chariot. It's moving really quickly like the Knight of Wands will. And it does feel like you don't necessarily trust it. You're hesitating. And I feel like it's going to require that you make some sort of a big decision. And that might be why intuitively you're hesitating. So we have the Five and the Knight of Wands, which is 6 wands. That tells me that this person, if it's a person for you, somebody is coming in to give you a lot of attention. And it doesn't have to be someone that you already know. What do we got here? We've got the World card, and we've got the Two of Pentacles. So a decision to close an old door to open a new one, I think, is the decision that you're about to make here. Tell me more about this High Priestess energy here. What is Taurus's intuition telling them is going on here? We've got the Page of Wands, we've got the Nine of Wands, and we've got the Four of Pentacles. So the Page of Wands is a spark. It's excitement. It's communication, possibly. There could be communication showing up here. But the Nine of Wands is next door, and the Page holds a wand. I feel that if you answer the call, answer the text, I feel like it helps you drop the burdens of the Ten of Wands. It helps you drop the financial pressures. It helps you drop the pressures of possibly feeling disconnected or on the outside looking in. This could be a friend checking on you and saying, where the heck have you been? You've kept us shut out. What's going on here? The Four of Pentacles is here. It's shut off, shut down. It's holding back. It's hiding things. I don't think hiding, but I feel like you're holding back for some reason. So I feel like there is a new chapter that's opening. It does feel like it's either exciting or is asking you to be brave about this new opportunity that's showing up. And I think it's going to make you hesitate. Tell me about this. We've got the Two of Cups, we've got the Hierophant, and we've got the Six of Pentacles. Oh boy, what is this? Taurus, there's an emotional decision that needs to be made about someone that you already have a bond with. This could be platonic or romantic. I don't see anything here that indicates this might be romantic, but it could be for some of you, if that's what you're feeling, because I'm asking you to bring your own discernment, right? It feels like if this is, well, whether or not it's romantic or platonic, it is some sort of a reunion. This is somebody here that you haven't heard from or talked to in quite some time. The Two of Cups is here, which tells me there's already a bond here, and I feel as though for some of you, this Hierophant could be that you have never let go of this bond. This could be like a best friend that you stopped talking to. This could be a romantic connection that you were never able to let go of. It feels like with this Hierophant energy that you refused to let go of it because you felt like there would be something that would come of it. So the Six of Pentacles is here. The truth of the matter is, though, Taurus, is that you put way more time, attention, money, energy into this connection than this person ever has. I think that you are someone who is the spiritual teacher. I think they look at you as such. It does feel like they look at you as someone who is very balanced, someone who will always give your spiritual knowledge, your steady, sturdy opinion. Maybe you have doctrinal information, or maybe you follow your own doctrines, but this person trusts you. I feel like they trust you because you move slow, because you're loyal, and this person knows that they are still bonded to you, or there's still a bond between you. I feel like there is here to be a reunion, and you have to make a decision, Two Swords, as to whether you're going to walk through this when you walk through, because I mean, you're going to be walking through, the Fool is here. When you walk through the door, what is the choice going to be? What are you going to choose to do? Because I feel like this person wants to see you first of all. Do you want the reunion, Taurus? Some of you will, some of you won't. Let me tell you what this reading is saying. It is the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, it's the Seven of Swords, and it is the Seven of Wands. So I feel with the 777, it almost feels like it's a jackpot, right? And it feels like it's very lucky, or you feel very lucky, or it's a confirmation of what you knew was going to happen. The 3 sevens, right? We all know when you go to the casino and you hit the sevens, right? You're probably going to get a lot of material wealth. And for some of you, I could be telling you that. It could be material wealth that when you walk through the door, that's what's going to happen here. The Seven of Swords, though, and the Seven of Wands tell me that this is a situation that you really do want, but you don't trust it. So I'm going to say that I don't think that there's any reason that you need to be afraid, because if you truly do have your boundaries in place here, and you are protecting yourself and what's yours, and if you really truly are protecting your boundaries or standing up for yourself, there's no reason really why you should worry about the Seven of Swords. Whether this person is lying to you or whether they're telling you the truth, either way, you've got boundaries. And so boundaries are always treated the same. Why? Because those aren't boundaries you put on them. Those are promises you made to yourself. So you're always, when they do A, they're always going to get B. No matter who gives you A, they're always going to get B, because you're keeping promises to yourself. The Seven of Pentacles is in the reverse. That tells me that there is no time to wait. It happens really quickly. It feels like this is something that you possibly have been trying to let go of for quite some time. And it's been quite burdensome. So it does feel, it's a mixture of excitement and, oh, they're back. Boy, they look good. They know you look good. I feel like it feels like there is somebody coming back here. And I know that at the beginning of all these readings, I always say my intention is to read what is coming in the current moment or in the future. I feel like this person's coming from your past to your current moment. This Four of Wands is here. We've got the Devil here. And we've got the Three of Cups. Okay, so we called out the Three of Cups here, and it shows up. Oh boy, the thing is this, is the Three of Cups and the Devil. Come on. You're really excited to see this person because there still is this attachment, this really sexy, deep attachment. This person may show up at your home. If they know where you live and you still live there, and they can confirm through the people that you know that you still live there, I feel like they just show up. So that may be why you've been cleaning out closets and cleaning the house and rearranging the cupboards and sanitizing this and cleaning that. Like, it feels like you're making space for something that is going to show up, or something or someone that's going to arrive. Taurus, this person sees you as someone who has taught them something. And I want to say that they're showing up quite humble as the page with the Ace of Pentacles in their hand. They're showing up as someone here who I feel wants to know if you want to go out for coffee. Can I take you out for a drink? It feels like this person is very incredibly attracted to you. And I feel for some of you, they might be showing up at your home. I feel like there is a hesitation for you, though. Tell me about this hesitation. It feels like there is a hesitation here. Tell me why the hesitation. Strength card. There it is, the hesitation, holding back, right? The Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, because I am just fine as hell without you. That's why. So, because I feel like you've grown since this person's been away or out of your life, or I don't know who walked away or what the situation is. It's going to be different for all of you. You can tell me in the comments if you want to share. But I feel like your hesitation is, look, I've grown. I've outgrown this. This would have looked like a lottery win way back then. I'm saying some of you could have a lottery win. I'm just saying. Don't go out spending crazy amounts of money on lottery tickets, because Crazy Lady in Canada gave a general reading that could be for just about anybody across the world. Be aware. So I feel like this Queen of Pentacles here is telling me that you've grown. You've grown to this place where you've kind of outgrown the need for people. And that's why the Five of Pentacles is here. It feels like you've outgrown your need for people. And when you don't need anything, that's of course when it's going to show up. I feel like you're already on a new path here. It's steady, it's sturdy. I feel like you've had a glow up. You're taking care of your health. There's something different about you, maybe on the outside, but especially on the inside. On the inside is what it feels like, the Pentacle self, right? It's on the inside. But it also does feel like you've been, like maybe you've changed your diet or taken care of your health, or maybe you've changed your hair or the way you dress. Maybe you dress a little more exciting or loud than you used to. Maybe bright colors. Maybe you used to just wear black. Black's not bad. I wear it all the time. Ten of Pentacles is here. It tells me that you've already moved on to a cycle where you're super stable. You've got everything that you need. Your finances are growing. You're very focused on your finances and whatever is growing here for you. And you are at the precipice of making some sort of decision to completely and totally break free from the devil energy, from whomever is showing up here. You were like this close to just completely letting it go. And then all of a sudden it shows up. Now, please understand that this could be a person. This could be good luck. We're getting synchronicities. We're in the calm. We're healing. Could be love. Absolutely. Could be love that's in the future for some of you, but somebody's showing up that wants to have a conversation with you. A really honest conversation. The Judgment card is telling me that the universe has been pushing you toward this place where you just completely, because now you're feeling abundant or you have the things that you need. I'm not saying you're a millionaire. I'm saying that you have the things that you need. When you need them, they show up. And I feel like it's because you're very focused on you, very focused on your health, very focused on your pentacle world, your material wealth or your job or whatever it is. But the Judgment has been pushing you in a direction of, it's time for you to completely let go and to stop holding back. We've got the Judgment pointing over at the Strength card here, which tell me the Judgment is saying, are you going to hold back forever? Look, what are you doing? Are you finally just going to let go and let something die so you can be resurrected into your new self, into stepping fully into the Queen of Swords energy? So I feel like these synchronicities that you're getting here come in the calm. It's going to be an indication that you've done a really good job healing, but now, because you don't need it, guess what's showing up, right? We've got the Lovers, we've got the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is here, right? With the sword in the hand of Gemini here, and the sword in the hand of Cancer. You might be choosing between a Gemini and a Cancer, but the Two of Swords shows up here. And so I feel like we're looking at the outcome here. It feels like there is an exciting new opportunity or an exciting path as you see it, and you need to make your decision as to what you're going to do. Because I feel like you're still connected to someone here. You miss them terribly. They're showing up. Look, these are wands, and when I say wands, they could be showing up in text. They could be showing up at your door because the Four of Wands is here. That's the home front, right? It might be an exciting time in your home. I feel like somebody wants a reunion with you. So either they text you and say, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. Can I come over? Maybe they're not in the neighborhood. Maybe they're going to be coming into town from out of town. Can I come over? Somebody wants to speak with you. I think that you're on this new path already, but I feel like it's all coming back around because look, we're already in the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. Look, stop hating on the readers. We're already in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. And Mercury goes into retrograde in Leo on the 18th. And so, that's scrambled romantic signals is what that is. It could cause breakups or drama in love. And resurfacing exes, right? Could be past lovers, people that you've fallen out with, people that you know. This could be platonic or romantic. So careful with believing in grand displays of affection is what I'm going to say, because conflict resolution is going to be at a minimum when Mercury is in retrograde in Leo. So please remember, egos are fragile. Here comes somebody with an ego. And just going to leave it right there. Six of Wands, lots of attraction. They want to give you a lot of attention. And Leo energy. There we go. Leo energy, my friend. So you are going to be illuminated. You're going to make the right decision. You've got to trust your intuition. You're going to make the right decision, I promise. Those of you who need that lesson. Now, we always talk about lessons, right? And there's nothing wrong with going to the past. Let me tell you, if you still need the lesson and you don't see the cycle, or you don't see the pattern, you must repeat the lesson until you get the lesson. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but maybe you need to go back to learn a lesson there. And maybe you don't. Maybe you've already got the lesson. And if you send this person away, then maybe you just want to take a different door to get a different lesson. Either way, the Fool is here. And it's up to you. You've got a decision to make. Are you going to go that way or this way? Because that's what the Two of Swords is about, this or that. And if you cut this out, you're going to go that way. And if you cut that out, you're going to go this way. So it's up to you to make a decision. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I'm going to go for now. You guys take care of yourselves. Oh, that was a little long. That's okay. I got into it and I'm glad I did. You guys take care. Bye-bye.